Jack lived in the quaint town of Maplewood. Life was simple, but Jack yearned for something more. He loved spending time with his grandfather, a renowned adventurer. His grandfather had travelled the world, collecting stories and experiences. When his grandfather passed away, Jack inherited his most prized possession. It was a vintage car, a 1967 Ford Mustang, painted a striking shade of blue. The car had been sitting in the garage for years, untouched and gathering dust. To Jack, it was more than just a car. It was a symbol of his grandfather's adventurous spirit. He decided to restore the car, hoping to reconnect with his grandfather's memory. Weeks turned into months as Jack diligently worked on the car. He spent countless hours in the garage, meticulously restoring every detail. He could almost hear his grandfather's voice, guiding him through the process. As he replaced the old, worn-out upholstery, he felt a surge of excitement. He stumbled upon a hidden compartment beneath the seat. Inside the compartment, he found a rolled-up map tied with a faded red ribbon. There was also a small, handwritten note attached to it. The note read, "Jack, if you're reading this, then you've embarked on a journey of your own. Follow this map. It will lead you to a treasure beyond measure. Love, Grandpa." Jack's heart skipped a beat. A map and a secret note from his grandfather? This was the adventure he had been longing for. The map was old and slightly yellowed, but the markings on it were clear. It depicted a route that stretched from Maplewood and snaked its way through several states, ending at a small town in Wyoming. He had no idea what this treasure his grandfather mentioned could be, but he was determined to find out. The thought of embarking on a cross-country road trip, following his grandfather's map, filled him with a sense of purpose. He packed his bags, grabbed his camera, and tossed them in the trunk of the Mustang. With a mix of excitement and anticipation, Jack started the engine. The Mustang roared to life, its engine purring like a contented cat. As he pulled out of his driveway and onto the open road, he couldn't help but smile. He was following in his grandfather's footsteps, embracing the spirit of adventure that he had so deeply admired. The open road stretched out before him, full of possibilities. He had a map, a car, and a heart full of hope. He was ready for the adventure of a lifetime. The scenery changed with every passing mile. Lush green fields gave way to towering mountains, their peaks lost in the clouds. The open road became his constant companion, each mile a journey into the unknown. He drove along winding coastal roads, the salty air whipping through his hair. He spent his nights camped out under the stars, the vastness of the sky a humbling sight. Along the way, Jack stopped at small diners and local cafes, soaking in the charm of small-town America. He met kind-hearted locals who welcomed him with warm smiles and friendly conversations. He listened to their stories, shared meals and learned about their lives. In a quaint town in Oklahoma, he met a mechanic named Joe. Joe had known Jack's grandfather years ago. "He used to come in here, always tinkering with that Mustang," Joe said with a chuckle. He told Jack stories about his grandfather, about his kindness, his infectious laughter, and his unwavering optimism. Section 4. Echoes of a Life Lived. As Jack continued his journey, he encountered more people who had known his grandfather. A waitress in a roadside diner in Texas remembered his grandfather's love for apple pie. A gas station owner in New Mexico recalled his grandfather's knack for telling captivating stories. Each encounter painted a vivid picture of his grandfather. He learned about his grandfather's love for nature, his passion for photography, and his genuine interest in people from all walks of life. They told tales of his adventures, his infectious laughter, and the way he had a knack for making friends wherever he went. They spoke of a man who lived life to the fullest, who embraced every moment with open arms and a grateful heart. It was like piecing together a puzzle, each story a missing piece that helped him understand the man his grandfather was. Jack realized that his grandfather's legacy extended far beyond material possessions. It was the impact he had on people's lives, the memories he left behind, and the love he shared. Section 5. The Destination and the Letter. Finally, after weeks on the road, Jack reached the destination marked on the map. It was a remote cabin nestled amidst the breathtaking wilderness of Wyoming. The cabin was simple but cozy, with a porch overlooking a serene lake. As he stepped inside, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. It was as if time stood still within those walls. On a small wooden table, he found a letter addressed to him in his grandfather's familiar handwriting. With trembling hands, he opened the letter and began to read. In his letter, his grandfather spoke about the importance of cherishing every moment, embracing the unknown, and living a life filled with purpose and meaning. "Life is not about the destination, Jack," his grandfather had written. "It's about the journey, the people you meet along the way, and the memories you create." He spoke of the beauty and simplicity, the importance of human connection, and the power of kindness. He urged Jack to embrace the world with open arms, to seek adventure in every corner, and to live a life that honored the legacy he had left behind. Section 6. A legacy of love and adventure. Jack spent several days at the cabin, reflecting on his grandfather's words and the incredible journey he had been on. He sat on the porch, watching the sun rise over the lake, feeling a profound sense of gratitude. He realized that the true treasure his grandfather had left him wasn't a physical object, but a roadmap to a life well lived. With a heart full of memories and a renewed sense of purpose, Jack got back in the Mustang and began the journey back to Maplewood. He knew that life would have its challenges, but he was ready to face them head-on, armed with the lessons he had learned and the love that surrounded him. He returned to Maplewood a changed man, his heart filled with gratitude for the incredible journey he had experienced. He cherished the memories of his grandfather, the stories he had heard, and the connections he had made. He knew that his grandfather's spirit would always be with him, guiding him, inspiring him, and reminding him to embrace the adventure of life.